This is Terry Escobar at Santa Clara University, and you are watching Excel, Creating a Column Chart. In addition to creating a column chart, we are going to explore the contextual ribbons in the chart tools. There's the Chart Design ribbon, which has chart elements, quick layouts, switching rows and columns, selecting data, changing the chart types and moving the chart. We'll also explore the Format ribbon, which has format selection, insert shapes, defining shape colors, and arranging objects. Let's start. We're using our spreadsheet charts, where we already have a pie chart. This time we'd like to plot our expenses on a chart by month, January, February, March, and April. I'm going to select A3 through A11, hold down Control, and select C3 through F11, and go to Insert, Column Chart. Now, just like the pie chart, we do have them categorized by 2D chart, 3D chart. We have bar charts, which are a horizontal view versus the vertical view we have with column. Let's just choose the first column chart, 2D column. Since I already have a pie chart embedded on this worksheet, let's move the chart. I'm going to go up to Move Chart on the Contextual Ribbon Design in the Chart Tools. New Sheet. This says Expenses. I could even go so far as say Expenses by month. When we first view this, we see that we have all of the same tools available to us that we had in the pie chart. We see we have a legend, a generic chart title, we have a vertical numeric axis, and we have a horizontal category axis. Let's look at our chart styles. We have many more chart styles, but if you just hover over with your mouse, you might find one that you like best. I definitely like that modern look and feel of chart style 14. So I selected it. I do notice though that rent is dwarfing all my other expenses. So maybe for this particular conversation, I don't want to see rent in the analysis. If I want to remove rent, I have to be able to select it. And I can see as I click with my mouse, every time I click, I cannot select rent. I can only select the series January, February, March, or April. So let's use switch rows and columns to switch the category X axis with the legend. Now we can see rent in orange. We can click on it. We see that it gets handles around it, and I can delete it so that I can see all my other expenses clearly. I'd prefer to see the X category with expenses, so I'm going to switch the rows and columns back. Next, let's title our chart. So I'm going to click on the title, and I can just start typing. I don't have to select anything. And we said this is our expenses by month. Enter. When I look at my category Y-axis, my value axis, I might want to select that and change the increments from 50 to a smaller increment. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to go to my Format ribbon, and I'm going to choose Format Selection under this Current Selection area. Now when we format selections, we can see a format pane appear on the right, and we can see that 0 is our lowest value, 350 is our highest value on the Y. We can also see that we have a default of $50 per major increment, $10 per minor increment. So we said we want to change this to 20. And when I click back in my chart, I now have 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60. A little better view. Some people like to add labels. So if I go back to the design ribbon, under Add Chart Elements, we can look at data labels. Do we want to see them in the center, inside base, outside, or as callout boxes? A little busy. I tend not to use data labels unless I find it appropriate. I tend to like to add a data table if it is important for the reader to know exact amounts. Let's try adding data table with legend. Now January, February, March, and April are the row headers of my table, and each of the individual amounts is detailed. Well, now that I have the legend combined with my data table, I can now go to Chart Elements and turn off legend to none. So the story this is telling us is that phone is a pretty consistent expense at $60 a month. Books, we spend much more in January and in April than we do in February and March. And books is the highest expense that we have at $300. All save. Thank you for watching Excel, creating a column chart.